impurities. Okay. So my mind used to run, how can we remove this gap from management to lower ground? And that's how when I switched at the consulting end of the business around, it's been 12 years, 2011, when in India, a lot of startups were coming. The basic pain point problems I will share were how सिर्फ शुद्ध हिंदी भाषा में कि मेरी टीम मेरी बात नहीं समझती, non-alignment. Focus is not there. They all are just busy in their own work. They come take salaries from us. Until date, many companies are on the same ways. So I was trying as an HR, I was trying to become a better professional to understand how to cater all these needs. And whereas in India, till date, we are more focused on performance conductors. HR बेस्ड स्टडीज की परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम अच्छा हो जाएगा तो एम्प्लॉइज की परफॉर्मेंस को हम मेजर कर पाएंगे. बट एक सवाल पूछने वाला है कि क्या हमारा परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम इतना इफेक्टिव है कि वो हमें बिजनेस स्ट्रेटजीज और एग्जीक्यूशन के साथ अलाइन करता है? शायद नहीं. कितना भी अच्छा सिस्टम हो, 360 डिग्री हो, कॉम्पिटेंसी मैपिंग सिस्टम्स हो, ये सब मैंने भी आजमाए हैं, बहुत सारे फ्रेमवर्क. एंड फाइनली आई कुड फाइंड दिस फ्रेमवर्क इज रियली वेरी सिंपल टू इम्प्लीमेंट and where is in helping us there. So here I'll start from a book, very famous book. If kisi ne nahi padhi ho to please padhiye, by John, called Measure What Matters. So this is reality of the fact and of our ground reality is that until unless we are not able to measure, things doesn't matter. And that's how now the startups are progressing and becoming and converting them as a multi-dollar multinational companies. So in year 2007, you see the book authored by John called Measure What Matters. I think you should all read. And a part of that, I would like to go through the journey that who all were the organization starting a startup, including Google, have implemented those systems. So is this OKR system and framework, which I'm going to talk about today, is just not that what I'm saying and implemented by few companies, but few big giants like Google, LinkedIn, Twitter. And we see their growth, we see their turnovers, we see they got funded by big giants, but we don't see what they are running through their organizations with. So I think OKRs is the philosophy many companies have adopted to make their system efficient. And why? It's like we'll understand in a few seconds. Anuradha, can you take us to the second slide, third? So these are the companies you can see, and I'll show you the year passed by and why. Google in 1999, they have adopted this when they were startup. And after implementing OKR system, they could see quarter by quarter growth. And that's how they were able to grow up. Intel made the OKR as an effective communication system. Like the effective check-ins happen in OKRs, they made this as a way of communication. Again, in Zynga, they were looking forward to beat a competitor through OKR system and efficient, smart growth. They were able to do it. I think the next slide will help us more learning about them. And then I have an article here backed by, you can see article link here, right? I think if all of you are the startups, you would need this PPT. I will send it to you across, and you can just see this is available on Google. The study which I'm presenting here is available on the Google. So it is adopted by Twitter as well. When this Twitter, as I said, the Twitter made this as a communication system rather than just, or you could say, a better word would be a fashion. When company make OKR as a fashion, like they will breathe. The company will breathe with OKRs. They will stay with OKRs. They will be fine-tuned with OKRs. They will use the language of OKRs. Once become organization, imbibe that system into it, it automatically organization becomes outcome-driven, accountability-driven, and transparency-driven, which every organization and I think every founder will look forward to. I think with this, you can see these are the studies has given how LinkedIn has adopted this as in culture, how Twitter has adopted, how in 1999, Google adopted OKRs as a system. So there are efficient, and now these is also starter, like if I'll talk about I'll talk about Amazon and many companies who are into the fashion industries, they are adopting this. Recently a client, Outcast, which is a competitor of Zara, they have implemented it. So many companies are doing it. Can you take us to the next slide? So a little talk about what questions usually I get from founders, CEOs, or CHROs when they, okay, so when OKRs are required, when you have enough leads, when you have a team to deliver, when you have but you don't know how team is working, you don't know how to bring them in alignment, you don't know why they are not focused, you don't know they're taking money but they are not working. And when the founders knows every day I have a different ideas how I inculcate my mindset and strategy to my people. So usually ask questions by founder is, will OKR work for my business? ये एक बड़े बेसिक से क्वेश्चन है, हर सीईओ पूछते हैं, तो मैंने 5 यहाँ पे डिजाइन किए हैं. Is organization ready to use OKR? How would I know? मेरे पास तो सिर्फ 70 एम्प्लॉइज हैं. इतना लोअर ग्राउंडेड आंसर था, सिर्फ 70 लोग हैं. गाइस, डू यू इवन नो 70 एम्प्लॉइज कंपनी में होना, 100 एम्प्लॉइज होना कितनी बड़ी बात है? हमें लगता है. आज गूगल के पास कितने हैं? हमें लगता है कोई बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो शायद हजारों लोग काम कर रहे होंगे. ऐसा नहीं है. एफिशिएंट लोग हैं, ए प्लेयर्स हैं, सिस्टम्स को समझते हैं और एक सिस्टमेटिक अप्रोच से काम करें. दैट्स हाउ दे आर बिग, नॉट बाय द नंबर, नॉट बाय द फंडिंग ओनली. डू OKR डिलीवर रिजल्ट्स? सो कई सीईओज का क्वेश्चन आता है कि रिजल्ट भी डिलीवर करता है कि नहीं है, कि अनदर PMS सिस्टम है. या फिर कई सीईओज आते हैं कि आई नीड इफेक्टिव परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम मैडम, I don't need the strategy based things, but let me tell you, only performance management system will again fail. Your HR will change, 2-3 people in leadership team will change, and the whole system will go down. और आपके performance management system strategy के साथ inclined नहीं है. It won't bring any long term effect. It won't transform the business. It will just bring thin and thick of a particular person. So no alignment in the organization. When the non-alignment, and this, I think 90% of the organization has this disease of non-alignment, and the companies are not focused there. No one take responsibility in my company. हर CEO को चाहिए कि अपने आप आकर के मेरे employees responsibility ले, और जो होता है but देखा क्या जाता है, ब्लेम गेम और कंप्लेन बहुत होता है. एट द टाइम ऑफ अप्रेजल दे सिट एंड टॉक अबाउट देयर एप्रिसिएशंस. पूरे साल में उन्होंने एक आध किए, बट नोबडी टेक्स द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ द वर्क दे हैव नॉट डन. सो OKR सिंप्लीफाई ऑल दीज प्रॉब्लम्स. अगर मैं आउटकम की बात करूं एज अ कंसल्टेंट, it brings 3 things on the table which I think is a need of every founder: is a transparency, accountability, and outcome driven results. So take me through the next slide. I'll little elaborate how part of it. So generally, how is my job, and I do it with the practical implementations in the company. But just to make it a little simpler for you, I have tried to make it in the points. So first outcome and how it happens is because OKR is linked with your strategy priorities. हर company एक अलग solution market में लेके आती है, हर एक नए अलग solution को लेके. I call it your founder as a contributor in society, but you can contribute in a bigger way when your people are aligned with you, your systems are aligned with you, a part of funding. So your strategy should be aligned with it. So OKR make your daily actions aligned with strategy execution. So how about this? Second, I would say that your vision and missions are just not to write it on your banner. It should be implemented. So how it will inculcate in your employees when we'll talk about on the regular basis. Okay, so that's called smart check-ins happens. So I'll talk about this. The second point I will say, what we take care of in OKR implementation is top leader sponsorship. OKRs are not HR based strategy. It's a top leader sponsorship. It has to start, OKR rollout should start with founders or CEOs. It has to stay tuned with CEOs. It has to persist with CEOs. When I say this, does it mean that they have to do this work? No, we are here. The HR team are there as OKR's champion, but their initiation, their staying tuned with the process is very much required, because that's their mind we're going to speak to the people. So this is an initiative by CEOs, founders, or top leaders, not by the HR. HR going to execute it with us. Make key result your quarterly focus. Now, usually in organization, when you see this sit in a year and we talk about performance, is it really practical as in people, as human being, to remember the people achievements? Or even if they have to make themselves better into something? No, I think 90 days are the days which we we know, but we don't know how to implement this. So in OKR strategy, where objectives and key results we talk about in every 90 days, we talk about this, we talk about our deadlines. So that is how we work. We do effective check-ins in every 15 days. If there's something needs to be changed at the strategic level, we do it in 90 days. So as I was talking about smart check-ins, this happen on the system, rigorous of smart check-ins. We track every 15 days performance. let's say sales team is sitting with the CEO. Okay, fine. Now the conversation would not be क्यों नहीं किया तो क्यों नहीं किया. It's not about we're removing the blame game complaint from the system, and how people become self-accountable when they see the approach of telling them and communicating them is very positive. So we do check-ins. अब जब check-in जाता है ना हर 15 दिन में, they see the system, they take responsibility. One or twice, they might become little offensive, resistance might show up, because any transformation doesn't take place without handling resistance, personal or official or professional. It comes in, but eventually when it becomes the part of the system and fashion in the organization, your team will start talking about check-ins, your team will start talking about objective and key result. And when you see this go imbibe in the subconscious mind, your leaders will start talking, your middle level will start talking, your lower level will start talking, you will see the change is bound to happen. It will happen in outcomes, it will happen, the people will take responsibility, it will give them clear picture what is going on in the company. They know that company is not in profit, so they won't ask it much, they will perform it better. They know they are the honor, where you're making them honor for their own roles. So they are able to see it very clearly. Again, how it functions, definitely experienced OKR coach, of course, like me, engaged with the companies to bring this change, because the change management is just not something somebody can create a policy and give it to you. It's a change system. So we do it in a very careful way. Password required. Sorry for that. Along with the current system, how we week by week can bring change, and it definitely has to start with the becoming a company's OKR, bringing companies OKRs at place. So this is what, So I will talk, as I have spoke about this, what is OKRs is objective and key result, and can transform, enable your organization at the next level. And it's a very big change. Transparency driven, making company transparency driven is a challenge. Responsibility driven, accountability driven is a challenge. Outcome driven is a challenge. Three things is a very key. I think every company would want that. And many CEOs I've seen, they're very clear. मेरे पास solution है, market है, team है, fine, everybody. But how to bring them all together and how to create bigger results. And that's how these organizations, which I talked about, they brought the change in the, not in their organization, they brought the change in this whole system. And these organizations are today are the examples where we would like to reach. So you can see that they, being startup, started with all of that. How can we bring in? So now I will invite, if you have some question, I would like to take this. So while you shoot your questions, I'll take just a second. My dog is getting disturbed. Just give me a second.
So guys, are you in with us? Are you learning about OKRs? Do you think that OKRs are what will give you the solution for your performance of your teams?
I'm back. So I am really excited to have your questions, because ये बहुत बड़ा pain area है हर CEO, हर founder का, हर startup का. Even companies I've seen 17 years old making profits. They're saying 5 crore हुआ है, ma'am, 10 crores हुआ है. Trust me, they have capacity for 100 crore, 200 crores, the kind of companies and the operations they are running. Limitations are people aligning with goal. Limitations are people not understanding their language. Limitation is fault finding. Limitation is do and don'ts. And now in this era, the way people function is not by giving them responsibility until unless they don't want to choose it. So make the organization where people choose you. Choose their responsibility and why they want to give them the reason for it, why they should work for your company, why they should choose you.
Guys, we are open for questions. So I think there should be a lot of questions, because the topic is about performance of your teams. You are paying your team members and you are dissatisfied about the efficiency, what they bring on the table. So it's really important that, we somehow map it and make sure that they are aligned with the goals and the overall goals of the organization.
मुझे लगता है मैंने बहुत जल्दी wrap up कर दिया, बहुत जल्दी बात. I'm a very fast speaker. I have so much to talk.
Mm.
And I was excited. If I have your questions, I'll be happy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hi, Priyam.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
So we can take questions verbally or on chat. Feel
Just a
free.
second.
Do you have
Priyam,
any
you want to ask
questions?
something? You have something in your mind?
No, I think I'm already convinced.
No, convention here. I'm bringing the broader picture here. So me and Prem are going to start in this week. They have a parent company, Sarogi. It's again company running for many years. I think how many years, Prem? I don't remember.
16 years.
16 years again. 200 teams working. So congratulations. Yes, took this. We're gonna start this intervention this year, this week itself.
Wonderful. Deepshikha, I have a question.
Sure.
See, I have been in HR since 20 years. So I
Yeah.
started in HR in 2003 with a software company, and 2018 I started my own company for HR consulting. So tell me, which year did we start OKRs? When did we start implementing and using AKRs as a system to scale up?
It's a very old philosophy in foreign countries, whereas in India, not only employees, it's a harsh reality that founders are also not, they don't adopt change very frequently. Like if you give
True.
them new system, पता नहीं काम करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, कि पता नहीं ये consultant सिर्फ पैसे, and trust me, मैंने आपको introduction अपनी company में अपना बताया. I was somebody who was thrilled in changing and transforming people and organization. When my first client said, and the very first client I remember in 2011, which was an independent project, I did that activity. Around after 2 years, they acknowledged it. They took that जिस वक्त आपने हमारा project उठाया था, हमारा 1 CR का turnover था, we are sitting at 25 CR now.
Awesome.
I'm
Awesome.
not going to say it's done by me, but I think I was able to produce that system and make the system so agile and align the organization that they could see where the gaps are. The point is not कि consultant करेगा, करना आपको है, help मैं करूँगी, but you'll be able to see the focus. Now, talking about your question is that when it started, it's an old started, it's a very old concept. You know, it's Google adopted, LinkedIn adopted. It's just the foreign countries, CEOs and the founders are very agile and they are able to adapt things. People are very quick in adapting. Whereas in India, we need examples, we need a lot of assurance कि हमारा पैसा तो खराब नहीं होगा, क्या होगा? Guys, it's a transition system. It's for you, right? And better, ठीक है, क्या होगा? एक कंपनी ट्रांसफॉर्म होगी, ये समझ लीजिए कि आपको एक नया परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट टूल मिल जाएगा, ऐसा ही समझ लीजिए. But I am 100% sure you'll find this 1,000 times, 10,000 times better than your current performance management system. जहाँ कोई quantification नहीं है, कोई qualitative check नहीं है. My majority of the people, when they come to me, majority of the companies, when they scan their environment, they see only 30% or 25% people are effective. Rest all are just lazy and they are just taking salaries. So हमारा एक्शन वो भी नहीं है कि उनको इमीडिएटली निकाल देना, ऐसा नहीं है. We will share them how it should be. They need to take actions. They need to take accountability. If they are not, then they themselves will say, okay, we are not able to work or gel. We are not in the same frequency as I said that. So this is something to be adopted with very open heart and open mind. The companies who are ready for change and the bigger transition. So I'm so sorry to say, but in India, the founders are themselves are not very open for change. They take time. That's the reason this philosophy is coming. Companies are adopting it. They are in the process of lot of companies on the regular basis. 100 of companies approach us and they ask us कि कैसे करना है. Start from somebody 25 lakh rupees turnover, till 1,000 CR turnover companies, even bigger than that, they are adopted. So it's a we say that हमको हमारे solution internally मिल जाएंगे. I think this is a bigger approach. Today and also I've seen the companies who are applying for funding part, like Punjab Angels Network help companies to create funding from various source. My many clients who adopted the system created, I think for 2 quarters we ran, and they could see the so much clarity in the system, their funding, why they required, what they're going to do internationally. The companies who thought of 5 years now internationally move karenge, they're able to move themselves in a year itself. And they're able to see that they were ready for funding. And if we go by subjective thought of it, हर founder को लगता है मैं अभी नहीं 3 साल के बाद internationally move करूंगा. But when you go and check in by the system, your own check-ins of the companies are happening so frequently, you are able to see it. This can be done and this can be achieved in 6 months. And then something can be achieved in 6 months, why you get late? And that's how organization got funding, because they got more clarity. Their strategies were more clear. They were able to speak clear language to investors. Investors were happy the kind of clarity they had for their own product and services. So not only that you will have clarity for your employees, for your system, for your culture, for your business, for your strategy. What else that can be solved for? So I think this is something which needs to be adopted by many companies who are looking forward growth very, very fast way. Yeah. I'm ready for the more questions.
So hi Deepshikha.
Hi Aarti. Can I see you? I would like to see your face.
Yes, definitely you can see me.
Oh, Aarti, hi.
So Deepshikha, actually I am good. How are you?
On top.
Okay. So Deepshikha, actually you mentioned that you get very regular Q&A that you mentioned few questions also, where you mentioned one question that no one takes responsibility in my company.
Yeah.
So how you assure that this OCR, OKR, yes. So how you assure this
objective?
OKR helps?
Ma'am, it's objective and key result. Very
responsibility.
simple frame, right?
Yes.
This is byproduct. So when the regular check-in happens, so as I said, check-in happens. I don't do it just at the system. There are softwares will be used for it. It's very minimum cost they comes in. It's clear 15 days check-in. Example, I'm a CEO. I have a target. I put that here. And now who will help me to lead that target? To my top line, my top layer, they'll sit with me. So if regular check-ins are happening and every 15 days it's happening, they themselves get conscious of what we are saying, what we are doing is differentiating. This makes people agile, and that makes people subconsciously ready to take the responsibilities. So, okay, that might not happen in a week, might not happen in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but consistently by 1 quarter, 2 quarter, company adapt this as a fashion. So this, as I said, that
how does this work actually? I'm a little confused. So you are saying that there are few softwares which are measuring this?
No. OKR can be measured manually as well on Excel sheet. Softwares, many softwares are just helping us to make this easier for us. Example, your CEO.
What are the parameters to measure this?
Parameters is about crafting OKRs. When we sit with the organization, we understand their system, their business and everything. We accordingly craft that. When we craft that along with CEOs, and it takes us 2-3 meetings, of course. And then it goes to the top line, bottom line, lower line. And that's how this all gets into the implementation. So this is the exercise which we need to sit, whereas an OKR coach role is there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So, Aarti, I'll just add a little bit here. What you're trying to know is like, how is the founder involved and how are the second hierarchy and the third hierarchy, the entire line managers involved in it. So it's like, let's say we'll take an example. Let's say we have a OKR for a marketing team. So for marketing team, the founder sits and the first, second layer and the team also sits there to establish what is required, how we can reach there. We make those line items. Let's say we have to add 1,000 users, or let's say we have to add 1,000, more clients to us, to our this thing. So what will be the marketing strategy? A, B, C, D, we mark. Deepshikha, you can add on to it. So this is how we establish how we are going to take an action. And what happens is, because this is so transparent, so if we have said 1,000 users to be added, then even the lowest of the rungs of the pyramid will also know that this is the target. This is what we have to achieve. And these are the ways how we have to achieve it. So it's not like I am telling that you have not done your job. It will be transparent on the, the board, the dashboard, that this has not been done because these activities were not performed.
Absolutely, Anuradha. And आपको अपने employees को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. And let me say, we all are conscious being. We everyone aware about हमने क्या किया, क्या नहीं किया. It's just they become something else when you ask them, they hide from their responsibilities. And when you make them honor for their role and you say that look into the picture and that is what is there, either they will leave you, definitely, which is again not a frequency match, good, or they'll take responsibility. There is no third choice.
True that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is how this is different from performance conductor. I've seen company invest lakhs of rupees on making good PMS system, which is starts from mid-level, which starts by HR. It is again not connected with strategy. Here you are getting something connected pure with the mindset of founder कि आप क्या चाहते हो. आज 3 साल के बाद आपको अपना business international लेके जाना है. Your OKRs in the quarter will design accordingly. Will again sit in a quarter and sit कि कहाँ तक पहुँचे. Is there 10% movement, 20% movement, 30% movement, or no movement at all? And again, we are not making each other embarrassed. We are not here pinpointing, but we are talking if नहीं पहुँचे तो क्यों नहीं पहुँचे, or what actions are required to take. So 15 days check-in able the system to ask questions from themselves. So when the performance management happened, when the appraisal system happened, so many people think of performance appraisal and management is the same thing. No. When appraisal happened, they ask you salary hike. They know that they don't have right to ask it. They know that they need to take responsibility rather than asking for the 10% hike or 20% hike. They know you know them. They know themselves as well. So I think
my one more question actually came here. When you talk to the founders or everyone, so you have expertise with every department that you can take out the gaps of every department? How?
Yes, because if you don't go by just the 8-200 organization I have catered so far, so this comes in apparel, software, social media. There were many billing companies. So every kind of business almost I have touched upon, factories.
Okay.
So I think number of experience comes with how many companies you have really worked with. And that is what I shared my own experience. I think, aware that I don't want to serve into operational activities of the HR beginning of my career. I'm talking about way back before 2011. And I took this initiative that let's be consultant and start communicating to companies that what is their bigger pain point. So I am really, really thrilled when CEOs comes and bring this is मेरे को पता है इसके अलावा कुछ चौथा कंसर्न होता ही नहीं है. Funding can be taken care by Punjab Angel Network. Whereas in you are CEO, know about your product and how to give solution in the market. And the third thing is your alignment in the company, which I can really do well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
your
for the
answer,
brilliant
please.
question. I think you asking questions.
Aarti, I think, sorry, Deepshikha, you can explain a little bit from this because the question was how you are compatible or how an HR can do it. Actually, it is done by all the stakeholders, the
Yes.
founder, the hiring manager, the team. So, you know, the competence has to be at the other levels also, and
Yes.
not just the consultant or the HR.
Absolutely.
Everybody will be kind of, part of that team.
So I got the question and worry कि आप तो consultant हैं, जो मुझे सुनाई दे रहा है सिर्फ आपके concern में is who will take care of my company once you after 6 months close the intervention is we create OKR champions. We don't leave you alone. I'm definitely, I could say I'm a call away, but we make systems so self-sufficient. My job would be only sitting and doing this exercise with CEO and again training your top line, specifically your HR head. Also, we create a OKR champion in a company. One CEO or one founder, let's say you have 2 founders or 3 founders, one can be OKR champion. So this intelligence stays with you. So when you have after, let's say 2 years needs to bring change in, after 1 year needs to bring change in the OKRs, you can do it by yourself. It's a very simple system. Or if you say that HR head should be HR champion, we make HR champions. We create them. We certify them within the company. I do that. I don't need to. Yeah.
Thank you.
Aarti, sorry, can I have a question here? So, Aarti, have you registered for the session? Because I don't see your registration here.
No, I have registered, ma'am.
You have. All right.
Yes.
Wonderful. I would like to have a word with you afterwards as well. And we have shared Deepshikha's contact also in the screen.
Definitely.
Deepshikha, you can mention it once again in the chat window.
Sure. I think here are a few questions also asked. Is it similar like management and objective? So MBO is management by objective. Diva, more details. Management by objectives could be approach, but OKRs, objective and key result itself is very simple way. We no need to touch upon anything else. Once you use it, you see it's so easy and the impact is so good that you will not go by any other framework. Like I have seen my clients using competency-based management system, 360-degree appraisal system. They saw after using OKR, automatically they're getting the data they require to do appraisals. So they no need to adopt any other system. So it's not a performance conductor system. It's a strategic approach, bringing the whole outcome sum of the company. You can use this data and use that for the appraisal system itself. So I hope Kiran, I've given the answer of your question. Then thank you for the session. Sorry, we have to do. Okay. So I will leave my number here.
Yeah.
I think Sahil would be the one point of contact. You can talk to Sahil. Anuradha is here. Or if you have some question for your organization, you can mark me on the number.
Yeah, Deepshikha, this Ankur this side. Just a small question. Any insight for, I presume mostly are startups here, so I'm sure everyone doesn't have a big team from the get-go. So mostly everyone is managing between the founding team members and all. So any insight for how to apply these OKRs between the founding teams, like when you're dealing with when a CEO is dealing with the marketing head or CTO, something like that. So everyone has their different directions to take.
Absolutely.
So how do you establish the OKRs there?
I can see on the screen AP. Can I see you, please? So we can really interact one-on-one.
I am in a dark room right now, so
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Ankur, right?
Just hold on a second.
This always give visibility of each other's energy, and it's really share the good connect, sir. While you're on the screen, I'll give you the answer of your question that you said we are a founder team and very connected to the top line people. As I said, start from if you know your directions clear, you know what turnover you want to reach out to.
Yeah.
I have team of 6 people, also a company with 6 people also adopting this, because you don't require a big team to have the system. Ultimately, it's objective and key results. You, even to your founders team or to your top line team, you would like to bring in creation together. So this system helps there. Start from even 6 people we can. What services we provide there, we craft it for you. क्योंकि implement करने के लिए बहुत लंबी चौड़ी चीज है नहीं. मैं craft करूंगी. While crafting only, let's say we craft the OKRs, we have a team of people sitting with us. They are aware how to do it. As you add on the numbers in team, you can tell them we are running this as a system. You need to go by this, and you will see the fantastic change in the company. The smaller the organization is easiest to bring change in, because you are the people who gonna run your own strategies through you, and the vision will go in people's mind through you.
Absolutely. So like when we are building teams, that is the best time to implement this, correct? So the organization would go in the right way.
Right.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. I'm really excited if we have more questions, or if any one of you would like to connect me. Usually my number is there. We can do con call separately, specifically for your organization or specific organization. A little bit, I'll tell you how we work. If you are a smaller organization, generally the companies has this key, how much money it will get. Trust me, it's not very huge amount is involved. Is a crafting part is very small amount is being, we charge for it. Then again, we have a midway 3 months program and 6 months program. So it depends the number of employees you have, plus the kind of goal you want to reach out to. So specifically, it's a number oriented. If you had definitely 50 plus members employees company, you required at least 2 quarters to implement it. But below than that, it can happen in 1 quarter as well. So this is the way, and that's true, because we just don't want to craft it and leave it. We want to implement this. We want to really see through in business. We want to see this in action. So that's how it takes us 1 quarter. Now, specifically beyond this, if you have questions, please throw it. I think, Anuradha?
I think we had a very engaging session, Deepshikha, and lots of questions as well. And you were so clear and precise that everybody got a clarity what OKR is and how it is different from the KPIs, the KRAs, and the different performance management tools we use. So I think that will be all for today, and we have to end the session now. Deepshikha had given a very, very good, you have enlightened us on what OKRs are, how we
Thank
can
you, Radha.
actually use them. And I'm sure that people who have understood and who really understand the importance of performance and how we can manage through OKRs, they will certainly reach out. You can reach out to us. You can reach out to Sahil. You can reach out to me or Deepshikha. We have a non-conflicting group consulting for startups, MSMEs, where we have HRs, we have legal and compliances, finance, sales, every consultant's on board. So feel free to reach out to us. And every Wednesday, we'll keep meeting like this.
Yes, thank you so much. And Anuradha, I hope we're going to share this recording for the rest of them who couldn't join.
Absolutely. The recording will be shared on YouTube by the Punjab Angels team. So you can watch out for the space, and every Wednesday we keep meeting. And Deepshikha, now you are also with us every Wednesday. You have to be with us, right? And let's prepare more topics where we can help startups and investors as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Anuradha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Thank you, everyone.
Questions. Thank you, Aarti. And let's stay in touch. I hope you all are part of Startup Community WhatsApp we have. If you are not part of Startup Community, you can let us know and we'll add you to the Startup Community. Deepshikha, I think now you are part of the community as well, right?
I'm part of 2 groups. See if that's the Thank you.
One is startup, other is investors.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Everyone. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Bye.